Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to shape your eyebrows so you don't need to pay a waxer or a threader to do it for you. And this is good because it not only saves you money if you're broke like I am, but it also gives you more control over the shape and the thickness of your eyebrows, which if you're like me, sometimes people that you pay to do them for you don't quite get right. So this gives you greater control and leaves more money in your pocket. You don't need a whole lot for this, you just need a white eyeliner pencil. This is Rimmel London Soft Kohl. I think I picked this up at Target for like $1. You need your favorite pair of tweezers. You need a long pencil or a makeup brush. And you need something to draw a straight line with. I recommend a ruler, preferably a clear one if you have it. Unfortunately, when I moved, I lost all my rulers. So I'm going to use this little guidebook to the area where I live. And you also need a mirror. If you're doing this in your bathroom, this shouldn't be a problem, but since I'm filming this for you, I'm going to be using the mirror I have here because the little window on my computer is just far too small. So I'm going to be showing you how to do this. It's very simple. I don't do this very often. Usually you can get away with having to go through this whole process every couple months because if you maintain as the days go by, you shouldn't have a need to go all out and pluck your eyebrows. However, I have found that it's come to the point where I need to go ahead and do this process, so I thought I'd share it with you because it's consistently one of the most repinned things on my Pinterest, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a little tutorial. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your guidelines set. Now, the standard wisdom for setting guidelines for your eyebrows should fall by the outside of the nose, across the middle of your pupil, and then the end of your nose to the outside of your eye. Now, if you have a very round face like I do, you're going to want to emphasize this a bit more because you want more of an arch. When you have arched eyebrows and you have more angles in them, it makes a round face look a little bit longer and look a little bit thinner than it usually does, and that's personally what I like to go for. Another thing I'm going to note, like I said, conventional wisdom, if you love your nose, if you're like Anne of Green Gables and you're like, my nose is fabulous, then you can just ignore this part. But because I have a rather large nose, I like to downplay it as much as I can. So what I do, instead of going to the outside of my nose, you'll see that I have eyebrow hair past this point. I go off of the inside of my nose. And that's because the closer your eyebrows are together, the thinner your nose will look. And I have noticed this myself as well personally when I overpluck the middle of my eyebrows, and I can tell my nose looks larger if I pluck too far to the side. So what you want to do is, if you have a large nose like me, go for the inside bit of your nose. If you have normal nose, you want normal features, you can go for the outside. And if you have a large nose like me, and let's say that you're already at this point, I was there as well. What you do is you just don't pluck this corner. You let it grow in. And contrary to what you've been told, your eyebrows will grow in. Mine did. I used to not have any of this. And then you can fill in the little gaps with an eyebrow pencil or with eyeshadow. I don't have any makeup on. I just finished working out. I wanted to get this done before I get going for my day. So, with that being said, let's begin. So you're going to take your little guideline, and I'm going to start at the inside, and I'm going to make a little white line here. You want to make it nice and thick so it's very visible. Now, for me, because I have a very round face, I'm going to go to the outside corner of my nose because I'm not going to the inside. That's only for the inner corners of your brows. Go to the outside corner of my nose, and I like to go against the outer edge of my pupil, and that's where the point should be. So I'm going to make a mark here. I'm going to make a mark here, and that's where your point is. Now, for the end, this I keep standard to the guideline. I go from the outside corner of the nose, outside corner of the eye, and then you mark your line. Nice and thick. And that's where your eyebrow should stop. You don't want any of this stuff where your eyebrow like hits your hairline. It's not very attractive. So, now that you've got your little guidelines in place, and I think, actually, I'll redo this part. See, this is the beauty of this, guys. This handle is kind of thick, So it was a little bit hard for me to get the line in the right place, and I know my eyebrows, so I know that this was in the wrong place. You just wipe it off just like I did. So I'm just going to redo this part real quick. You got a corner here. There we go. That's better. All right, that looks a lot more even. So now this is where your straight edge comes in. You want to take your straight edge, and I hope you can see this, so I'm going to have to do this so I don't mess it up. Put your pencil at the tip of the line you drew. Match it up. You're playing like connect the dots here. Match it up with this line here. And then just draw a line. You're connecting the dots. You make it nice and thick. And I'm going to warn you, you're going to look like a cartoon when you're doing this. It's okay. So, again, take the top of your line and you're going to connect. What is this? See? Now we're going to do the same thing with the bottom. Put your pencil down. This is where people with rulers will have a much easier time than I am having, because you guys can see what you're doing. Now, if you have a very large straight edge, like mine here, is just ridiculous. It's like very large. Just go ahead and fill in the little gap that you have. Okay. Now I'm going to connect my final line. Here we go. All right. And there's the final line. So now you have just created your guidelines. Anything that fell within your white lines, you're going to keep. Anything that fell outside of your white lines, you're not going to keep. It's really that simple. You go through the same process on your right side, and you guys will get to see the final result of this when I finish up. I'm going to be posting a review of 2 different BB creams soon, so stay tuned. And shocking news, I have a new favorite mascara. I didn't think anything would ever supplant Maybelline's Lash Stiletto, but it has, and I'm moving forward into the future of a beautiful new mascara that I'm in love with. So you can check out my updated eyebrows in those videos, and if you have questions, go ahead and let me know. Shoot me a message, leave me a comment. I hope this was helpful to you guys. I would sit and pluck for you, but I think all of us would find that boring unless you really want a video of me plucking my eyebrows and doing nothing but this. But basically, you just pluck everything that's inside the white. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.